Ah! Never gets old. What's happening, y'all? This is the Unprofessional Opinion podcast. I am your co-host, AJ. Sitting across from me is my co-host, JC Shazay. How are you this morning?
You know what? I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna identify that.
What? What? The people need to know how you were doing.
No, I mean, normally I get mad when you call me JC Shazay.
Mm-hmm.
The other in sync.
The other insect.
Not my name.
Oh man.
I'm good. I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good, dog. Very good. Kind of tired.
Yeah.
I had a very lit night. It's about to be a lit day. Other than that, though, kicking it, man. Kicking it.
I feel you, man. Unprofessional Opinion, 2 guys, 1 podcast, no rules.
Ain't no rules in this hole.
Well, there is one rule.
Nah, fuck that rule.
There is one rule.
Nah, fuck that rule. Fuck them rules.
No professional opinions allowed.
None at all.
Recap the week or the distance between podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
What is happening in the world. Talk sports, politics, culture, relationships. I don't talk enough relationships on here. Probably because we're both single now.
Now?
I mean, earlier when you were in a relationship, we would talk more relationships.
True. I mean, we can always bring relationship topics back.
We can always bring it back.
We can always delve. Because you always got questions, and I'm always here to help. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, I would like the people to give us relationship topics to talk about.
That would be mad dope.
You know, follow us. Instagram and Twitter.
Hey, UPO pod. UPO_pod.
Nothing out there yet, but we working on it.
I mean, look.
And we also have special announcement in the show.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned for that.
You got a special announcement?
Well, it's about our social media stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got it.
We're in Atlanta.
Of course.
So we're going to start with...
Where the players play.
Okay. We're going to start with the Super Bowl because it was here.
Man.
Lowest scoring Super Bowl of all time.
I didn't leave my house.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to go down there for that.
I didn't leave my house at all during the weekend. Except for Sunday. And I went to brunch, but it was not
anywhere near
that shit. But it was still packed as hell.
Yes.
It annoyed the shit out of me. And it was one of them restaurants where you can't make reservations. So we just went and wait 2 hours. I called other places. All the waits was like 2 hours. And wasn't nobody taking no reservations. That shit was annoying as hell. Why are y'all not taking reservations?
I stayed in my kitchen.
I mean, that's real. That's real. I would have cooked my own goddamn brunch. But we made brunch the day before.
Y'all could have went home.
We made the brunch the day before. That would be a great suggestion.
I mean, honestly, because I'm not arrogant,
mm-hmm.
but I get down in the kitchen.
I mean,
I always think that I can make better food than what I have to make a reservation to get. So why not just make it myself?
Oh, that's right.
So it's like, hey, we can go reservations. Y'all do that. I'm going to make it myself. And my food's going to be better than their food. I'm not ever going to the Cheesecake Factory again. Now that I know how to make cheesecake, there's no reason for me to go there.
I had some of that cheesecake on Thursday. It was too sweet.
Exactly.
It was like white macadamia, chocolate macadamia nut or something like that. Man, child, that was too sweet.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to get the original next time I go.
Gotta get the vanilla bean.
That's real.
Vanilla bean. But my cheesecake is better than Cheesecake Factory.
Word.
No, you didn't get to taste any of it.
I mean, you told me not to come.
I mean,
yeah, but you literally said.
No, I did. I told you to save yourself the drive because I didn't think it was worth the drive for you.
True that. I mean, but it's not like I'm hella far anymore.
But we're talking about this because neither one of us actually cared about the game. I didn't watch that much of it.
I didn't watch it. I sat here and played video games the whole day.
From what I hear, it's a very underwhelming Super Bowl.
And I mean, from what I heard, you keep going.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So the actual game itself was underwhelming.
Yes.
The halftime show, from what I've heard, was overwhelming.
Was even more underwhelming than the game.
And I even heard the Super Bowl commercials were mid. So
yeah, I just want to talk about one in particular.
Which was?
You know which one I'm getting ready to talk about.
Which one?
Backstreet Boys featuring Chance the Rapper. The I Want It That Way remix for some Doritos. Whose idea was that? They need to get fired immediately.
I mean,
that's a horrible idea.
Was the verse bad?
Yes. The verse was bad, and then they were trying to do some late 90s, early 2000s choreography. Chance in the Backstreet Boys. No, sir. I'm not. Nah.
Oh my god.
I wasn't. The Cardi B commercial wasn't.
That's what, Pepsi?
Yeah, the Pepsi commercial wasn't all that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it was just like halftime show was horrible. Like, what did I tell you to do?
I heard Travis Scott only performed for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, he did like maybe 8 bars, and then Big Boy came in there riding on the old school
Cutlass Supreme.
Yes, with a fur coat on. And then Sleepy Brown came out.
And they did.
I like the way you move.
I like the way you move.
And then that was it. But
I remember you did. You said that specifically was going to happen last week, so I gotta give you your props. I gotta give you your props on that one. You predicted that perfectly.
Because I try to understand the business behind it. 103,000 is not good for business. Because y'all told everybody y'all weren't watching the Super Bowl, so I don't need to pay for 103,000.
Oh, true that.
But
I really don't feel like Andre, like, even if they were to get to ask him to come, I don't think he would do it at all. I think Big Boy really only did it because the bag was probably nice enough.
Yeah.
Sleepy, on the other hand, needed that shit, I'm sure. But the Big Boy, I'm sure Big Boy was like, I mean, I could live without this.
I was like, oh, this is... Oh, Sleepy Brown.
Mm.
Because they did need him. Because Levine sung the chorus too.
To what? I Like the Way You Move?
Yes.
Wow.
So it was him and Sleepy Brown competing.
For the verse?
And of course they turned Sleepy's mic down a little bit less than Levine, so you could barely hear him. So Sleepy shouldn't have been on there. But Levine sounded well.
Did Sleepy Brown ever release an album?
No.
He had some singles. He had some good songs.
I mean, I think Sleepy Brown's talented.
Yeah.
It's just like, we really gonna promote Sleepy, like.
True.
But I mean, Adam Levine sound well. I was surprised by Adam Levine's vocals.
Oh, Adam Levine can sing. So.
Yeah, he took his shirt off for some reason. I don't understand that.
Man, I don't know.
Yeah, it got a little weird. But then the game continued, and the Rams still had 3 points.
What the hell? Yeah, what the hell happened with that?
Because you can read this, right? What does it say?
RESPECT. I know what it means for me.
Rest in peace, Aretha Franklin.
Suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me.
No, it doesn't say all that. It just has respect.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Y'all need to put some respect on Bill Belichick's name.
Okay, so first things first. Who the hell disrespects Bill Belichick?
I'm saying all year, since the Super Bowl last year, we've been hearing about how Tom Brady this, Tom Brady that, Tom Brady's the best football player ever.
Uh-huh.
And Tom Brady is, this Tom Brady always comes through. Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady. That was a Bill Belichick special. Tom Brady was god awful in that game. Don't nobody want to say it because how dare I say something bad about Tom Brady?
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady was awful.
What did he do in that game?
He didn't do anything. His first pass was an interception.
Wow. And they didn't score?
No, because Bill Belichick. Because I picked the Rams to win. I said Bill Belichick has met his match. And Sean McVay, the chess match between that wasn't a chess match.
What was that?
That was
hide and go seek.
I don't even know what that was.
That was tag.
Yeah, that was Jax. You remember that? Sean McVay was playing Jax and Bill Belichick was playing chess. It was just complete and utter domination. And that was the second game in a row. Because in the AFC Championship game, the high-powered Chiefs offense had 32 yards at halftime. It was 6-0. Tom Brady was awful in that game, too. Bill Belichick won this Super Bowl. If I told you going into it that the Patriots were going to score 13 points, you were saying they was going to get ran out the gym.
Right.
Now, Belichick took that untalented defense with a bunch of dudes that ain't going to be on the team next year.
Mm-hmm. Who won MVP?
Edelman. Wide receiver, because he had 10 catches, 141 yards, no touchdowns. It was just a bad game to watch if you were a casual football fan.
Mm-hmm.
They said it was the lowest rated Super Bowl in the last decade.
Mm-hmm.
Still got 100 million views.
Mm-hmm. It's always gonna get the views because it's the Super Bowl.
But see, is the Super Bowl is it the outlier? Because you hear a lot of people saying that cable TV's dead. Mm-hmm. We're streaming everything. We're on demand everything. But nobody.
Can't you stream the Super Bowl?
I think technically you can.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think. I wouldn't want to watch the Super Bowl on delay.
Okay. So you're thinking that we're going to.
If you want to get a big crowd going, you want to get a huge audience.
Mm-hmm.
Does the Super Bowl prove that live TV is still the way to go? If you want to get a big advertising campaign going, is live TV still the way to get it?
That's a good question. But I think this is a very interesting question. Because I guess the biggest part about the Super Bowl is that in general it's just a viewing spectacle whether you watch football or not.
Right.
So I feel like that would probably be an event that will always be able to be that for some people, unless, of course, games keep turning out like this, halftime shows keep coming out like this, and commercials keep turning out like this. Because that's usually, you hear it all the time. A lot of people aren't watching the Super Bowl for the Super Bowl. A lot of people are watching for the commercials.
Mm-hmm.
I rarely hear anyone talk about watching for the halftime, but halftime has been banging before. So
y'all better call Justin Timberlake and apologize.
Cause
you didn't see it. If you would have saw that, you'd have been like, okay, you know what? I said it was a 4, it's a 5.5. I'm not saying it was like, oh yeah, Justin Timberlake became a 10 compared to that. No. As a Justin Timberlake fan, I can tell you that wasn't his greatest performance.
Yeah, it was mid.
it was middle of the road.
Okay.
But y'all was trying to tell me that the thing was a 2 out of 10. That y'all didn't
trash,
watch.
Though. It was trash.
It wasn't trash.
It was trash.
Okay, I don't know. I might have just deleted that episode over here.
Mm-hmm.
But I break it down where it wasn't trash.
I remember this specifically, and it can be all of those reasons and still be trash.
I don't know.
Anyways.
I'm just saying, what you want?
But back to the question at hand.
Okay. Yes, he didn't have a titty pulled out like the first time. Okay, if that's what you were expecting, no, it wasn't. It's never gonna reach Black Titty B on national TV. Right?
It's not going to reach live teat.
It's never gonna reach live black teeth. It's never going to reach that. If that's what constitutes a 10 these days, then there's never going to be another 10.
Right. But back to the original question. I think, we are moving more and more towards streaming, but I don't think the Super Bowl. I think the Super Bowl, in a sense, could end up being
Is
outlier
it the
for
outlier?
for
Like
live TV?
That, like the Olympics, like World Cup.
Yeah, because the thing about it is, like, when you're using like streaming services, I know a lot of the times those don't have commercials. Like on the streaming service, like you just watch and then they go to commercial break, and then it's just a screen that says, "Hey, we'll be back soon." For at least for live events, that's how a lot of them operate.
Right.
Unless you're watching live TV through a streaming service, like with Comcast or Xfinity. Yeah, you could do that. Like you could watch live TV on your computer or something like that.
Right.
So,
but I mean, I keep hearing the whole death to cable TV thing. Right? People are anti-cable. They're moving away from cable.
I mean,
but if you want to do a marketing, any type of big, grandiose campaign to advertise a product, I still think that cable TV is your best bet. I mean, I take it over. The only thing that could probably go bigger than live cable TV is social media.
Yeah,
and that's because you have so many outlets.
Right, and that's what I was just about to say. Like, a lot of marketing now, a lot of that money that you probably would have seen go into live TV commercials is now going into Twitter and Facebook and Instagram ads, things of that sort.
Can I just talk about that for a second?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying about social media marketing, how that's got to be the thing now because everything is social media. Mm-hmm. But it makes people whose job is marketing, it makes it a whole lot easier.
To be able to do
it takes the creativity out of a marketing campaign. Because if you want to design a commercial, like a 30-second spot, like for the Super Bowl or whatever, there's a lot of just artistic creativity that goes into how do I capture this audience. In social media, everything is it's more about volume than it is about creativity. You get what I'm saying?
True.
Like if you just flood social media with your product, more than likely people are take notice and then they'll.
Yeah, but it's also like, but you can't do that nowadays because if you just do flood, then a lot of people are just like, why is this shit just constantly showing up on my feed? I'm going to block these ads. So in a sense, you still do have to be creative with how you operate. Not necessarily saying that, you can't, not to say that necessarily flooding isn't an option, but like there are certain ways that you can like market, even if it's not specifically for your product. You can do it like through tweets to other companies, things of that sort. Like,
right, but where's the creativity in that? Like I'm saying, it's more, marketing has become more about volume and how often you're out there than the actual creative aspect.
Well, because think about this. So you remember when it was the Ravens versus the 49ers?
Yeah.
And they had the blackout.
Yeah.
And then during that blackout, I saw a lot of companies go on Twitter and whatnot, and they started creating ads immediately for, in reference to the blackout. Like Oreo did a commercial, like not a commercial, but like a quick little ad on their Twitter page and referencing like the blackout, talk something about the light is always on for milk and cookies or some shit like that. It was a good ad, but like being able to do ads closer to real time versus versus doing the live TV. I feel like that's where the creativity is going to lie, because it's just like I can get something that can strike right now.
But
rather
see,
than waiting for the big moment.
But that's more about speed than it is about create. I mean, the
right,
light is always on for milk and cookies is not the most creative thing.
Well, yeah,
but you can appreciate the speed aspect.
Yeah, but you got to be creative to even think, let's do something right now in regards to something as crazy as this blackout at the Super Bowl.
Well, I don't think that's more of a creative thing. That's more of a financial thing. Oreo probably had a spot in the blackout. They said, okay, we just paid $1 million for this spot, and we ain't gonna get this spot. We got to get something out there.
True. I mean, yeah, but I still do think that at the end of the day, there still is creativity in creating an ad on the spot versus
there is.
You're putting $3 million into this commercial that didn't get its chance to shine for these 30 seconds. Now I could put this ad on here that'll shine for like 2 seconds.
I agree.
And I can damn near get the same response because social media is a totally different behemoth.
Sure.
And people are sitting on Twitter tweeting about the Super Bowl the entire game. So I don't know. I feel like it makes sense for them to go and focus heavily on social media because of how much of a behemoth it is.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, because it's the same thing musically, as the Grammys are tonight. I'm not going to speak on the Grammys, but, Gucci used to put out mixtapes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge mixtape Gucci fan. Burprint 3D. This is a funny name. But
great song.
But when you talk about creativity, I mean, if I give a equally creative person 6 months to come up with an idea, or I tell them to come up with an idea on the spot, more than likely, the 6-month idea is going to be far more creative. So now that everything is more real time, it dilutes the creativity.
True that.
So, I don't know, man. If I were marketing,
the Oreo commercial say you can still dunk in the dark. I feel like that in
I mean,
itself,
that's cool, but that's not the most creative thing. That's not the most creative thing ever.
Yeah, I understand like putting more of the time into it, but I don't know. I don't feel like we can necessarily say it might not be as creative just because it didn't take as long. I mean, because if you have an idea immediately, like that idea that you come up with right now could work way quicker and better than the 6 months that were put on for putting that commercial together. So I think it's really more so about the impact.
You can still dunk in the dark is not. I mean, I'm not saying that everybody could come up with that, especially not on the spot. That's a special talent to be able to come up with something like that on the spot.
Right.
But I bet you that their spot, if they had a spot during the blackout, that commercial is a better commercial than that ad is from a creative point of view.
True.
Because they had more time.
True that. Okay. I mean, that's fair.
Put some respect on Belichick's name.
I mean, I don't know who was disrespecting Bill Belichick.
No, I just want to go back to rehash on that. That people have been talking about who's more valuable between Brady and Belichick because of last year when Malcolm Butler didn't play in the Super Bowl and Brady threw for 500 yards and they lost. Everybody was like, oh, Bill Belichick blew it. It's all Brady. Who is it? Brady? Is it Belichick? It's Belichick.
Wait, so what happened?
Last year, Malcolm Butler didn't play in the Super Bowl. He missed a meeting, and he didn't play any snaps in the Super Bowl. And Nick Foles lit him up. Or he had a couple bad practices. He missed. He was like late getting to Minnesota.
Oh, so they said he can't.
Right, so Bill Belichick benched him right before the game. Nobody knew.
That's hilarious.
And then Nick Foles went and lit him up and like, okay, your best corner is sitting on the bench and he's not playing. So everybody was like, Bill Belichick blew it. blah blah blah. This is all Brady, and they
Well,
had
I
a
mean,
real
in
big
that-
fight because
in
then it
that-
came out that Belichick wanted to trade Brady and keep Garoppolo. Brady went to the owner, said, "I'm staying," right? And he was like, "Yeah, you're staying."
Okay.
And they got Garoppolo up out of there.
True.
And so it was like this real power struggle between who's really the most valuable person in the room. Is it Brady? Is it Belichick?
And clearly it's Belichick.
I mean, Brady's going to play till he's 45, but he's going to be a pile of trash at 45. And they're still going to win 12 games and be in the AFC Championship
He
game
needs to retire.
because of Belichick.
He needs to retire right now.
Nah, he ain't gonna retire. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that later. I like when you lead it like that, man.
Okay.
Switch sports, NBA trade deadline,
It was a lot that happened.
as always.
And the most hilarious part is the thing that didn't happen.
Right, Anthony Davis did not get
Anthony
traded.
Davis did not get traded. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that last week. I think that's a really bad decision.
For him to not be traded?
Yes. Because, you know, and this is actually something that I didn't consider earlier when we were talking about that. They're waiting on Boston to be able to trade for him. Danny Ainge has a history of ripping off teams.
In trades?
Yes. Of absolutely destroying teams in trades. We
Okay.
all remember when he traded Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett and got 4 unprotected first-round picks.
Mm.
They never got past the first round. They never got past the second round of playoffs. And Boston was able to just keep flipping players to keep getting better all-stars. They went and they flipped one of those picks for IT.
Uh-huh.
And then they flipped IT for Kyrie.
Uh-huh.
And they got the rest of those picks became Tatum, and they were flipping them. I mean, he was just dominating.
Danny Ainge is out there he's playing a weird version of chess.
And everybody and all the other GMs are still playing jacks.
Right. Like, that shit crazy. That shit is hilarious. So, yeah, so Anthony Davis did not get traded. I mean, the fucking Pelicans were wilding.
Man, they traded Mirotic.
I mean, right. Like, the Pelicans, y'all are just so fucking dumb. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Well, I wouldn't say dumb. I would say unprofessional. Nah.
True. Nah, because they was basically trying to get the Lakers to suck their dick
For some water.
Yeah. like on some real shit. They were trying their hardest to get the Lakers to suck them up. That shit was. What was they talking? What did they demand?
Nah, they demand all their young players like 8 draft picks. And the Lakers was like, all right, like we're bidding against ourselves. We're not trading anyone.
Right.
That's what you get.
They wanted half the squad and every first round pick they got for the next 20 years for like AD.
It's Solomon Hill.
Straight up.
Like, come on, dog.
Like, what the hell
Solomon
are you doing?
Hill? Are you serious? But
That shit was trash. Were there any other offers out there?
no, they're the only team bidding.
Man, the Pelicans are so trash.
But yeah, I mean, I think if we're talking about who won the trade deadline, the Sixers, definitely.
The Clippers.
Getting Tobias Harris, trading Markelle Fultz, getting whatever is wrong with Markelle Fultz, getting it out of Philly was actually a bigger deal than getting Tobias Harris.
No, that's real. I mean,
Because we don't know what's going on with Markelle Fultz.
He gonna go to Orlando and we finna find out.
No, we not. Because he's not playing no more this season. He will not play another game this season.
What the hell happened to him? What happened? Did he get injured again?
No, they say he has some rare nerve issue with his shoulder.
Okay, now, because I know that you were talking about he can't shoot a ball, but do you now actually think that there's something legitimately wrong with his shoulder?
No.
That's been the thing they've been talking about this whole time.
No. I don't. I think it's a bunch of garbage.
You think he just can't shoot a basketball?
I think the man just literally has. I think he has one of the most severe cases of the yips that we've ever seen in sports.
What the hell is that?
That's when pitchers have it a lot. It's when you cannot throw a strike. Literally, it doesn't matter if you standing at the plate, if Babe Ruth is standing at the plate, if Ken Griffey Jr. is standing at the plate, or if a 3-year-old baby is sitting at the plate. I cannot throw this ball in the strike zone. There is something mentally wrong where I just cannot. I have no control over what happens to this ball when it leaves my hand.
I'm just throwing home runs every time.
Right.
I don't know what to tell y'all guys.
And it's all mental. I mean, do I think that he had a shoulder issue? Maybe. But I read about whatever the shoulder condition is called, and pitchers get it a lot because it's some sort of muscular dystrophy or whatever. But the motion of a pitcher is up and around. That's where the injury comes from. The raising of the shoulder, moving it in places it's not supposed to move. This is not a basketball motion ever. Throwing.
But
you're raising your shoulder like this.
Yeah, but like, is that literally because of the out and back motion that causes that specifically?
I think it's more of motion that your shoulder isn't used to. How can your shoulder not be used to this motion here? This is an easy motion. The form of shooting a ball that you've been doing since you were 8 doesn't really change that much.
Yeah, that's not that much strain on it.
Right. It doesn't matter what you do with your shot, where you release it from. Your shoulder is mostly doing the same motion unless you completely jack up your shot.
True.
Unless you take your shot and you fundamentally say, what is the most incorrect way to do this? Let's do that.
True.
And your shoulder isn't used to. I don't think Markelle Fultz is hurt at all. I just think the guy cannot, whatever happens when he gets into a shooting motion in his head, he cannot control what happens. Like you saw the double pump free throw.
I did definitely see that.
He doesn't know what's happening
terrible
when he goes to shoot a ball. So the fact that you got him out of there, got a wing defender in Simmons, and got 2 draft picks for him. I mean, if Markelle Fultz becomes the player that people thought he was coming out of Washington, then people are going to say that was a really bad trade.
Wait, say that one more time?
If Markelle Fultz becomes the number 1 pick in the draft that he was supposed to be, the guy we saw at Washington, that's a horrible trade.
If he does become that, okay.
Right, but, I mean, you're betting a lot of stuff on Markelle Fultz. And I'm not betting on him.
I mean, that's real. Okay. I mean, that's fair.
I mean, so now, I mean, we're talking about the hierarchy in the East.
But I feel like if there's anywhere where he would have the chance to be able to do that with no pressure, even though there's already plenty of pressure, it'd be Orlando. But here's the thing. Got shit going on down there.
Who is Orlando developed into a good player? They get lottery picks every year. Oladipo. Remember when Oladipo was in Orlando? He was garbage. Went to Oklahoma City for a year, and then he's an all-star. Aaron Gordon.
Oh, my God.
Aaron Gordon has underwhelmed.
Oh, my God. I forgot Aaron Gordon was still in the league.
Exactly.
He was playing really well.
Okay.
Was that last year?
I mean, he's playing okay this year.
Well, what his numbers?
I mean, you talking about Vucci, man.
Vooch, man, is a beast.
I mean,
Vooch can get in there and give you 20 and 12 now.
Right. and you're losing by 40. So, I mean, you have all of these lottery picks and none of them are developing. So, I mean, Orlando is the place where people's career goes to purgatory. The Clippers definitely.
Yeah, I'm trying to find all of the trade deadline.
Trading their best player, getting rotation guys, and clearing cap space to run after 2 marquee free agents in a big market.
While also ruining the Celtics pick.
Right. While
Simultaneously
taking stuff away from the Celtics offer for AD. Jerry West is just that guy, man. But yeah, so we're looking at Philly. Philly just might have catapulted themselves into the best team in the East conversation. They might have leaped over the Celtics.
Well, who are we?
We're talking about Toronto, who got Marc Gasol, which I don't really see.
I think that's a good move.
Is he going to start?
Is it a what?
Is he going to start?
Probably.
For
Giannis?
Valanciunas wasn't starting, I don't think. I think they had moved Serge to the 5, and they were playing with Siakam at the 4, with Kawhi.
Oh, but also keep in mind, Serge and Mark play together for Spain. So they probably are going to have them run the 4-5, so that because they play so well.
Yeah,
together.
but I like Siakam at the 4. Siakam is a good defender. He makes the occasional open jumper on 2K.
Okay, is he? Well, nah. I was gonna say you can't move him to 3 because that's Kawhi.
Exactly. So
who's their shooting guard?
Right now it's Danny Green's corpse.
Danny Green's corpse.
Yeah, Danny Green's corpse.
And then
Kyle Lowry at the point.
Okay. Cause Marc Gasol coming off the bench, that's kind of nasty.
No, that is. I like Mark running with the second unit.
You're right. That's
the old Van Fleet Gasol pick and roll. That scares him. That scares a lot of second units.
That's a pretty solid unit right there.
I want to say that the Bucks got somebody.
True thing.
Did the Bucks end up getting Mirotic?
Let me see.
I want to say they did.
Yeah, the Bucks got Mirotic for Jason Smith, Stanley Johnson, and 4 second-round picks.
Dang. That's a great move. Just more floor spacing for Giannis to go get 7 dunks a game. You're looking at, Philly, Toronto, and Milwaukee. I think they've now separated themselves from Boston in the East because Kyrie keeps getting hurt.
Right. You saw they blew a 28-point lead.
18.
Huh?
I thought it was 18.
It was 28. Oh, wait. It was I think it was the 20.
They blew an 18-point lead to the Lakers.
No, and then they blew a 28-point lead to the Clippers.
Dang.
How do you blow a 28-point lead to the Clippers?
Lou will.
Look. Skip to my Lou will give you buckets.
But I think Kyrie got hurt in that game, and then that's why. That's why that happened.
What does Hawks acquire Jabari Bird from Celtics for future considerations? What does that mean?
Cash.
Oh. Okay, they just straight up bought a player. Got hoed. He got pimped out. Jabari Bird got pimped out.
Pretty much.
Okay.
The Lakers end up getting Mike Muscala.
Oh, yeah.
For Beasley and Zubac. And then Beasley got waived. There's talks that they may get Carmelo.
How do you go from trying to get AD to getting Carmelo? I'm going to let you know now.
Talk to him.
Well, nah.
Just talk to him.
Because the Lakers suck. The Lakers suck right now.
They don't suck. They all right, look. They've been hurt all year.
Okay.
All right, they lost by 42 to the Pacers without Oladipo because everybody on the team thought they was going to get traded. That kind of messes up your shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of messes up how you approach the game when you thinking you finna get traded. Because, ask Harrison Barnes, they traded that man at halftime. That man was warming up for the third quarter. They said, whoop! Let me talk to you for a second, Harrison. You're now in Sacramento Kings.
That shit.
Which, by the way, Sacramento Kings.
They lowly, silently trying to put together a squad.
God, they silently in the playoffs right now. You win Sacramento.
Oh yeah, well they the 8 seed?
I mean, the Clippers were the 8 seed. Sacramento was the 9 seed, but the Clippers just traded away the best player. So, you know,
right? But they just traded away their best player and beat the Celtics.
I hear you, but
comeback.
they not trying to make the playoffs. They trying to get that pick.
True. So why would they win that game then?
I mean, I don't think
you got to win a few.
But here's the thing about tanking. I don't think people understand.
There's
actively tanking.
0-82 guys.
Right. There's active tanking.
Mm-hmm.
What the Pelicans are doing. I'm up by 5 in the fourth quarter, and I'm going to sit down the second best player in the game for the fourth quarter because I'm trying to lose. And then we just don't have that many good players, so we lose.
Right, but because
when you don't have that many good players, you still win some games.
True,
like people get hot.
But I feel like you have to lose the games you're supposed. Well, losing the games you're supposed. Like the Clippers were supposed to lose to the Celtics.
Right, but what I'm saying is like, yo, you make a couple
talent.
You hit 4 threes in a row, and it goes from 28 to 16. You like, 1 minute now. You know, hold
have
on.
a chance.
Hold
okay.
on. Who lost the trade deadline? The Grizzlies. Good God. You just traded away the best player in your franchise's history, and got DeLon Wright, CJ Miles, and the 2024 draft pick. That guy's in the 8th grade right now. You traded away your best player in franchise history for an 8th grader, and then the person you were supposed to trade, you didn't trade him. Why is Mike Conley still in your squad?
He's the greatest point guard ever played for Memphis.
Why is he still in your squad? You're now trying to lose. Why is he? You just reactivated Chandler Parsons. Remember him? They literally said, you do not come to the game. You go to LA, you trade. We'll call you when we need you.
Wow.
Why are you not trading Mike Conley?
That doesn't really make much sense to me.
The Pelicans lost trade deadline.
Hell yeah, but they also, in a sense, they could have been viewed as winning the deadline because they were trying to bitch the Lakers, who by the way also lost the trade deadline.
But I don't think that the Lakers did, because
I think they did.
Because if they gave up what they were reported to have given up for Anthony Davis,
true,
you weren't making that's not winning the championship. So you can because you can still trade for Anthony Davis. It's not like it's over with, because the Pelicans have put themselves in a very dumb position because they're putting all of their chips on the Knicks getting the first overall pick and drafting Zion, which I don't know if you saw Zion play last night.
Did they win?
They did win because
I know
they hit threes.
Yeah, I was
and if
saying,
Duke start hitting threes, you might as well give them that championship today, because you're not beating them guys.
Cam must have been on fire.
RJ Barrett hit his first 5 threes of the game. Now he can't shoot, so if he hits the first 5 threes, dog, you just finna go ahead and chalk that L up to. Zion Williamson had 5 turnovers in the game because the second time Virginia saw him, they said, "Oh wait, he goes left."
So all we gotta do is just stand there.
He's gonna come back left eventually, guys. Bam, and they talked to old Ralph. Ralph Sampson was in the game, was in attendance.
That's what I said. Was in the game.
He was in the game, but no, he was in attendance.
Okay.
I mean,
that's an NCAA.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. Ralph Sampson would have been the best player on the court.
Brian Ralph?
Right now. No, Ralph right now. 7'4" Ralph right now would be the best player on the court. Don't at me.
Okay.
He was like, yeah, Zion's got a long way to go, skill-wise, to be at the next level, which is kind of what I've been saying forever.
I mean, that's true. I mean,
because y'all are calling him a point center. Point center.
What? Who the fuck said that?
There's articles that's calling Zion might be the next great point center.
Who's a point center? I can only think of Hakeem and maybe David Robinson.
No, they none of those guys are point centers. You're talking about today's league. You're talking about like people who have point guard skills you can theoretically play at the 5. So Giannis, Ben Simmons, LeBron in certain lineups.
Would we say Luka?
Luka's not big enough to play the 5.
What position was he? 3?
Yeah, I mean Luka's like 6'6".
Okay.
But I mean, so is Zion. But Zion is, theoretically that's the appeal of Zion, that you can line him up at the center position. And I said,
he is big enough to be able to do that.
Right.
But he
big enough. He's not big enough height wise. He's 6'6". I guarantee you, if he goes to the combine, which he won't, and they measure him for real, he's 6'4" 3/8" without shoes.
Why won't he go to the combine?
Because there's no need for him to. Because if we see Zion brick enough jumpers, then he won't be. They're gonna be like, well,
he can't shoot.
Are we sure that he's gonna be the first overall pick?
Right.
But yeah, so trade deadline happened. Now shaking it up. I'm feeling very good about my preseason pick of Philly going to the finals.
Me too.
Because that starting
the Celtics.
five.
Yeah, the Celtics is not looking too good right now.
Because Gordon Hayward just hasn't quite come back yet.
Right. So the Sixers starting 5 would now be Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. I'm assuming they're gonna put Tobias in there.
No, they already played the game and they beat the Nuggets.
Yeah, Tobias, Jimmy, and then
JJ Redick.
JJ's starting too.
They gotta have somebody that can shoot the ball.
Right. Because I was about to say that's a bunch of athletes on the floor. And a shooter.
That's pretty much all you need.
They cleaning the glass.
Right.
They are cleaning the glass.
I don't know if that is definitively beating Milwaukee and Toronto.
I'm actually going to check the stats on that game right now.
JJ Redick had 34.
That's beautiful.
That's really all you need to know. I don't think anybody else had like particularly great games.
Mm-hmm.
But JJ's dropping 34. You're in trouble. Speaking of that, let's go ahead. They had the All-Star draft. Giannis is a great player. Giannis is legitimately a top 5 player in the league right now.
Top 5 player.
He's not a top 5 million GM. What are you doing? I don't want to watch this All-Star game.
It's gonna be a wash.
Actually, no. I'm gonna go ahead and make my selection right now. Team Giannis wins.
Really?
Where's the game? It's in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing Giannis did right in drafting this squad is that he picked the 2 Charlotte guys. Steph, born in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
That's born in Cleveland, but spent most of his childhood in Charlotte. And Kemba, who plays for the Hornets.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, every single pick that he picked was wrong. Because this is...
Wait, hold on.
LeBron got the first pick.
Okay.
Right? So he picked KD.
Uh-huh.
Giannis picked Steph Curry.
Okay. I didn't... Wait, who... Steph isn't starting?
Yes.
Wait, how does this...
Oh, you don't remember how it works? So the fan vote for the 10 starters.
Uh-huh.
Right? And so the first round of drafting is only between the starters.
Right.
So you're only picking the starters, and then you pick the reserves in the second half.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
So the complete order was Kevin Durant was picked first, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Then Steph.
Right.
Then LeBron takes Kyrie.
Okay.
And Giannis takes Embiid.
Okay, so that...
Why would you take Embiid over Kawhi Leonard? Over James Harden. Over Paul George.
Paul George been balling this year, by the way.
He had 45 and 11 last
night. Paul George has been a fucking beast these past 7 games.
Why would you take Embiid with the 4th pick in the...
All right, so then LeBron goes Kawhi, and then
James Harden is still on the board.
And he picks Paul George. Now, that's not that bad of a pick because that ain't that bad because Paul been balling.
No, Paul has been balling.
But James Harden has also been balling.
Come on, you gotta pick. You gotta pick James Harden.
That shit crazy.
Good God.
Okay, so then he chose
and then LeBron picks James Harden. And you pick Kemba. Kemba was the last starter. Okay, I'm cool with that.
Cool.
First pick. Giannis gets the first pick of the reserves. He picks Chris Middleton.
Okay, yeah, he wildin'.
I understand it because it's loyalty to the squad. He plays for the Bucks, but we got to win the game. Get Anthony Davis.
He could have got Chris Middleton with the next pick.
With the last pick in the draft. Get Anthony Davis. What are you?
Chris Middleton been balling like that this year? I ain't know.
No, he ain't been balling like Anthony Davis.
I'm just saying, but like just in general.
No, Chris Middleton's a good player.
I didn't know. I don't know what he been doing this year.
No, Chris Middleton's been
he been hooping.
He been hooping.
Okay.
You know, numbers he may not be like the number guy in terms of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then Giannis picks Nikola Jokic.
Wait.
Over Klay Thompson.
Over Klay.
Over Russell Westbrook. Over Damian Lillard.
Dave.
Over everybody.
Over Cat? Oh, shit. Cat's still on the...
What are...
Okay.
We gonna talk about that later.
Okay. All right. So
LeBron picks Klay Thompson. Giannis picks Ben Simmons.
I mean, I really feel like this is more so Giannis is terrible than LeBron is good.
No, but we'll get to what LeBron was doing later.
Okay. So then LeBron chooses Klay.
Yeah, Giannis chooses Ben Simmons.
Okay.
LeBron chooses Damian Lillard.
And Giannis chooses Blake Griffin.
What are we doing? So LeBron picks Russell Westbrook and then trades Russell Westbrook to Team Giannis for Ben Simmons.
Okay.
I didn't know you could do that, but they trade him.
Oh, wow.
Giannis picks D'Angelo Russell, who's been, the Nets. What's happening? The Nets are the 6th seed. What? That's weird. LeBron picks LaMarcus Aldridge.
Okay.
Giannis picks Nikola Vucevic. Over Cat. This is an all-star game. Vucci Mane is not going to do well at the all-star game. Vucci Mane is going to have 4 points and 6 rebounds.
Right.
That's it.
Oh, my God.
Horrible pick.
Horrible.
LeBron picks
Cat.
Karl Anthony Towns. Giannis picks Kyle Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron picks Bradley Beal. Why in the heck is Bradley Beal the last pick in this draft? Bradley Beal is better than is playing better right now than every guard on the reserves. Better than Damian Lillard, better than Russell.
He's playing better than Russ?
Yes.
Russ been balling too.
Russell shoots 29% outside the paint. Next.
Okay.
He's shooting 68% from the free throw line.
Okay.
Russell has become Wilt Chamberlain.
Did Wilt get triple doubles though?
Wilt did.
Oh,
9 straight games. Just like Russell.
Of what? Points, boards, and
assists.
Blocks?
No, y'all remember. Wilt led the league in assists one year.
Oh, you right.
Just because y'all told him he didn't pass the ball enough. Bradley Beal should never be the last pick in an all-star draft. And then they added 2 spots, the 2 legend spots for D. Wade and Dirk. And
is this going to be a consistent thing? This add 2 spots for the legends?
No.
Or is this only going to be for...
But this is where they get on my nerves. Why is Vince Carter not getting that on there?
I was just about to say that. Like, but
Vince
also
Carter went to UNC.
Is Vince Carter retiring this year?
He should.
Yeah, but is he though?
He may not be.
Because I feel like
That's true.
I feel like
but we
they'll
don't
do
know
that
if
for
Dirk. Well, actually,
when
we do know if Dirk's retiring. I think Dirk is going to retire.
Dirk is retiring and D Wade is retiring. So I mean I feel like they might do that when he announces his retirement. If it's gonna be like after this season, I'm out. Versus like if he just does that.
I mean, I really hope none of them play because I hate watching Dirk now. I used to love watching Dirk because Dirk could just. I mean, Dirk would just any way you want.
Just give you
Dirk,
buckets.
Dirk can barely get up and down the floor. I mean, Dirk is gonna have serious problems in retirement walking.
True.
Yeah, Giannis,
you're terrible.
Son,
You're a
you gotta
great
consult
player.
with somebody.
You're a great player, but now.
I mean, he's the MVP of the league to me.
Right now.
Yes.
What is he averaging right now?
I mean, he's like 26, 12, and 5.
Okay.
I mean, but the team's 41 and 13.
Boards and 5 assists.
Yeah.
And then what, like 2 steals and 2 blocks?
Nah, I don't know. But I mean, he's the MVP of the league right now. But man, he should not be ever
close to a front office. But now we get to go and talk about the chess master that is LeBron James over here.
No, I mean LeBron. I don't know why why we're surprised because LeBron is the most strategic guy to ever play in the NBA.
And I've actually been hearing quite a bit that a lot of people feel like his strategy is getting in the way of actually playing basketball.
No.
And so it's just like a lot of people have an issue with that. So,
I mean, well, first of all, this is the All-Star game, so let's.
But yeah, but just
You
I'm
just
not
talking
talking
about
about the All-Star game.
just in general.
Yeah, but we can discuss that at some other time.
I mean, the All-Star game. Kevin Durant's going to be a free agent. Kyrie Irving's going to be a free agent. Kawhi Leonard's going to be a free agent. Klay Thompson's going to be a free agent. Anthony Davis wants to be traded. They're all on Team LeBron.
Well,
Hey, Anthony Davis, we're probably going to get you this all season. Which one of these guys do you want to play with? Hey, KD, remember when you said you didn't want to play with me? I still want to play with you. Hey, Kyrie, I know like things were kind of bad in Cleveland, but we made up, and you're not happy in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
You a Magic fan? He's a president.
True.
You like Kobe? Like he's right down the street. Kawhi, I know you just bought a house in L.A. You really want to go to the Clippers? Kawhi, come on. We're gonna get Anthony Davis. Come on.
The Clippers can fuck around and make a huge move this year. This summer.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Klay Thompson. Remember when you said if we get Anthony Davis, you'd be interested? Well, we're probably gonna get him. You know. So let's just all go out and have fun together for All-Star Weekend, right? There's nothing like a week in Charlotte to just get everybody there.
Right.
I mean, it's beautiful. And then, by the way, remember this all season where Dame Lillard wanted to be traded? For like 3 days?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
LeBron remembers.
Oh.
So
you remember when you might have not have read the story this week when John Wall slipped in his house and tore his Achilles?
I definitely read about that, and I was just like, you got to be.
Oh, that is 30 for 30 right there. The fall of John Wall is crazy.
That nigga.
Gorbachev, tear down that wall, will be the title of his 30 for 30.
That shit. I was like, this nigga literally fell. He just fell in his house. In his house.
There's got to be more details than that.
There's got.
You didn't just fall in the shower and just rupture your Achilles. What kind of fall is that?
Jesus, that is nuts. So I mean,
so Bradley Beal's like, yeah, you know, maybe I want to be traded.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers still have all their young players. Because if all this fails, they could just clear cap space and sign Anthony Davis in 2020.
True.
They don't have to trade him.
I feel like the Pelicans are still going to try to wild out on a trade this summer.
That's fine, but, I mean, if he goes anywhere other than, like, New York or the Clippers,
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks don't have a lot
Right.
of things to trade for him.
So what
He's
I'm
still going to be a
out,
free agent in 2020. Like, I'm still going to get my chance. I don't think this is a Paul George, Oklahoma City situation where it's like, I'm not going to get my chance to pitch Paul George.
Right.
I'm always going to get my chance to pitch the Lakers because I talk to Anthony Davis's agent every day.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, I mean, LeBron is playing chess and everybody else is playing jacks. Now, let's go. What is the opposite of an all-star team? The Virginia Democratic Party.
What?
So,
how did you manage to swing that one?
The big story of the week in politics is the Virginia governor. The Virginia Democrats are just in a quandary of quandaries.
Is this going into your soliloquy?
No, the soliloquy will be at the end.
Okay.
And it is going to be something about the Virginia governor and the Democrats and all that stuff, but it's a whole different topic.
All right. So what's going on?
So
with these,
the Virginia governor
stems?
this week, a conservative blog posted a picture of his med school yearbook with the Virginia governor in blackface. And the Virginia governor said, yes, that was me in the picture. And then he said, no, it wasn't me in the picture, but I do have a blackface picture out there because I dressed up as Michael Jackson.
So here's the thing.
No, we're not done. No, I'm not even. That's only a third of this story.
But can I throw a joke out there real quick?
No, hold it, because it gets worse.
But I really, okay.
It gets worse. So, everybody called for the Virginia governor to step down.
Okay.
So, everybody, Kamala Harris.
Mm-hmm.
How do you say her name?
I believe it's Kamala.
Okay, Kamala Harris, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Corey Michael Key said step down.
Corey Michael Key. Okay.
All of the Democrat presidential was like, yeah, this guy, get him out of here.
Corey Michael Key. Okay.
Right? Because, well, I'll get to the because in a second. But then it came out that the deputy governor, the guy who would replace the Virginia governor, has a sexual assault charge.
Yep. Of course.
So, from 15 years ago, at the Democratic National Convention in 2004, sexual assault. Lady is like a professor at Stanford. Came out and said, forced me to give him head.
Oh.
Right.
Sheesh.
So they were like, well, I mean,
why is these niggas wilding like this in Virginia? Jesus Christ.
But that's only 2/3 of the story.
Oh, we got another third.
So, the guy who would replace the deputy governor came out and said that he's got a blackface photo.
Oh, my God.
And he wants to get ahead of it just in case it comes out.
Wow.
On Halloween, he dressed up as a rapper and was in blackface.
Which rapper?
I have no idea, but probably a black one. So you've got the big three here. Blackface, sexual assault, blackface sandwiches here.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, man.
All right. So first things first. You had to get in the blackface and dress up as Michael Jackson.
Well, it was Thriller.
Which Michael are we talking about?
Was
this bad Michael?
Nah, it was Thriller Michael.
This was off the wall, Michael? Was it?
I think they said it was in 1980. So this is off the wall going into Thriller Michael.
Okay. That's what I said.
Right, yeah. That was close.
I
hear you, because it was bad, Michael. Come on.
It's like, dog, what are you doing?
What
are you doing?
Now
okay.
You're just being overt with it.
I'm not finna make no jokes at all about this sexual assault charge because that sounds like some shit. And they're like, he was like already charged years ago, or is he getting charged?
No,
right
it just came out.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. That's happening. And then the other guy,
We don't know what his blackface is. We haven't seen the picture, but we know it's out there.
But you could have been Eminem. Or Vanilla Ice. Or someone that would not require you to be in blackface.
Now, come on now.
Or you could still be that rapper without being in blackface.
Right, I mean, it's easy to be Slick Rick.
Easy.
There's a bunch of fake gold change in a pirate patch.
I mean,
and a parrot on you.
Grandmaster Flash. Fuck Master Flex. Like, Africa Bambaataa is so many different ideas to be a rapper that still you could be them without blackface. What the fuck be going through these people's minds? Like, y'all realize y'all can actually, in this Halloween, I understand that if you want to dress up and all that other shit, but you realize you can still be these people without doing blackface. You can still have great costumes without being in blackface. Why are we still talking about blackface photos?
I mean, the realism.
What the fuck? If I wanted to be, who could I be?
So here's the question. I hear you.
Like, it makes no sense. Why are we still doing this?
Here's the question though. So they want the Virginia governor to step down.
True.
And he's not going to step down.
There ain't nobody there to replace his ass.
I mean, he's not going to step down at all.
Right.
So he's going to fight this all the way through.
Right.
Should he step down? Before I give you my opinion on all this. Like, because right now, none of the three guys have stepped down. How many of the three, if any, should step down from their positions?
Okay, I will 100% agree with the sexual assault dude. Gotta get the fuck out of there. Because you're not upholding the law. Blackface, I mean, shit's so fucking dumb. Nah, but they gotta get it out there. Get them niggas the fuck out of there.
All three?
Get them out. Get them out of there.
Now,
get him the fuck out of there.
I hear you.
And I know you finna fight vigorously against that, but fuck it. Whatever.
No, I mean, you know, I've never been opposed to getting him somebody out of there.
Get him out of there.
But what did I tell you the theme of the show is going to be?
People doing what they tend to do.
So you mean to tell me that a white person did something racist in the 80s? What?
True. True.
Wait a minute. I'm so appalled. I would have never thought that would happen.
True.
So,
but that's fair. But would you expect the governor of Virginia to do that? To be doing that?
Well, he didn't do it as the governor of Virginia. He did it as a med school student or a law school, whatever. I think it was med school. He was a med school student.
But that means
in the 80s,
right? But that means you got sense enough to know that shit's still wrong, even in the 80s.
But it's a different culture. White people could do racist things without repercussion in the past. True. Do we not know it's Black History Month, people?
True.
Right?
Yes,
this is the only time where we get to talk about Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks. You know, the token black people, right? The George Washington Carver peanut guy.
True.
And you know, we forget about all the minor black people who actually did really important things. And we always talk about racism and slavery and equality and all that stuff. So we do know that there was a time where white people could do overtly racist things and not get in trouble for it.
True.
So are we surprised that a white person has done something overtly racist when it was okay to do something overtly racist in the past?
True, but I understand what you're saying. So now I guess we would have to figure out if this overt racism that we see that he's clearly capable of is impacting what he's doing now as governor.
Okay. That's fair. Now let's get sexual assault dude.
And we get him the fuck out of there.
But
that's been wrong since the dawn of time.
But see, it's trickier than that.
For him?
On a moral basis, yes, you're right. He should be out of there.
Okay.
Because what is going on at the convention that you just got to get one off?
I mean,
I don't know,
Dog,
man.
I understand.
It ain't
you want
nobody
to get
there
your
that's
rocks off,
doing
but
it.
like, come on, dog. Like, you couldn't find consensual, please. Find someone who wants to just. Find someone who wants to be there.
He said it was consensual. I mean, he said, she said. I mean, it's actually very similar to the Kavanaugh situation.
Okay.
But let's talk about the political ramifications of this.
Mm-hmm.
And these are things that are valid because the Democrats have now put themselves in a position of we are zero tolerance against anything racial, gender.
Mm-hmm.
You do that, you getting out of here.
True.
But is it? Because Virginia is one of the 7. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The seven states that actually...
You got to win Virginia.
You got to win Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Virginia has a Republican state legislature in both sides. So if you get the governor out of there...
He was Democratic? Okay.
The Fairfax, the deputy governor, was seen as a rising star in the Virginia Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
You get him out of there, you got blackface again. You get him out of there, you got a Republican. So now Republicans own
everything on the state level. Mm.
And it's one of the 7. So see, now the Democrats aren't as
that's a weird conundrum if they're in there.
aren't as get them out of there as they were earlier because blackface. Oh, we get blackface out of there because we actually want this guy as governor anyway. Mm-hmm. Fairfax they were building him up, so they was like, yeah, we can get Nordstrom up out of there. We don't care about him. We want his guy to be governor because this guy's gonna do what we want him to do.
Right. Well, now
that's why they were trying to get Nordstrom up out of there so quickly because they wanted that guy to be governor to begin with. But now he's got sexual assault, which is the worst of the charges.
Right.
And now it's like, well...
Now, now that being said, because I just thought about this, do we put any more weight on the fact that Fairfax... Is that his name?
Yes, that's his last name.
I mean, that's just funny because...
Right, that's ironic.
Do we put any weight on the fact that Fairfax openly admitted that these photos are out there, rather than having it?
Who is Fairfax?
Fairfax
is sexual assault. Nordstrom is governor.
Oh,
Nordstrom is blackface, and then the other dude is blackface.
Who's the other dude?
I don't know the other dude's name.
So So Nordstrom is governor.
Nordstrom is governor. Fairfax is deputy governor, and then.
Oh.
The other blackface dude is third in command.
And these are all 3 Democrats.
Yes.
Now, I feel like the best play, I mean, because the guy who willingly admitted, I mean, yeah, Fairfax, we just got to get him the fuck out of there, I'm sorry. But the guy who willingly admitted that he had those photos out there, do we put any weight and stock in that? And saying, okay, maybe he might not be as trash as the pictures might come out. Maybe he grew and realized the error of his ways.
Well, I mean, but you could say that about... The only reason you can't say that about Nordstrom is because his press conference addressing the situation was...
Fuck y'all niggas.
In every definition of the word, a blunder. Right. I mean, he was talking about his moonwalking skills. I mean, it was like he didn't understand what was so bad about the picture. I bet his
moonwalk was fire. But nah, nigga. Like, get the fuck out of here.
But see, now, like I said, the Democrats have kind of put themselves into a conundrum because are they willing to give up one of the 7 most important states?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Do you think
for moral high ground?
Do you think
the third in command guy?
Do you think if we get all 3 out of there and they get the Republican governor, do you think the Democrats have a chance of winning Virginia?
No.
Okay, now, do you think the Democrats have a chance of winning if they win the other 6 states?
Possibly.
Because that might be, a risk that they're probably evaluating and willing to take. Because they're just like, yeah, okay, we'll lose Virginia, but do we believe that we'll win these other 6 states? Like, do we firmly believe that we can win these other 6 states? Because if they firmly believe that, then I think they'll take that more high ground because they know they'll be able to recuperate the loss.
But I mean, if you really gonna put all of it on Florida? that's what I'm saying. Like,
true.
I mean, these states are all the reason that I put them as the 7 most important states. Which, for the people who are new, there are only 7 swing states, in my opinion. Is Florida, Virginia, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Those 7 states have decided every election to me. So, all of those states are highly contested. So, there's no real guarantee. It's the same thing. Well, I guess I want to say the image of the Democratic Party is now on shaky ground. Because they've now built themselves up and they have this momentum of anything that's gender, race related, we not even, if it ain't racial equality, gender equality, we not even standing for that. But see, now you're in a position where you got to stand for at least one of them.
True.
That's why Nordstrom is like, I'm going to ride this out because y'all not finna put sexual assault over me. So I'm not going nowhere.
But I feel like, so with that, I think the best play for the Democrats, if they're going to make a play and try to keep someone, it would have to be the third in command, because he was the one that came out and said, okay, I'm not finna let, this turn into a media shit show. I did this and this was wrong in case this actually comes out. And I feel like, at this point, because of that, one, I don't think the pictures are going to come out, because it's just like whoever is going to try to use that to smear his name is not going to have as much impact, because it's just like, I did this, I was wrong, I fucked it up. If y'all if y'all want to get me out of there, I understand, but this is the facts of the matter. So.
Now let's talk about that for a second. Do we put any stock in the fact that this is a conservative blog that's putting these accusations and pictures out?
There's definitely stock in that for sure.
Okay. It doesn't take. They didn't make it up.
Right.
It's there.
Yeah.
But
typically, it's a lot of those conservative type blogs that have that type of shit going on them. But also, I don't know about like the super left blogs. I don't know if they do the same thing. But
right.
But yeah, a lot of the time when we hear about this, is coming from those super conservative type blogs that are basically be out wilding and shit like that. So
I think because it's I don't know if you're familiar with the Al Franken,
CNN or something.
Right, with the Al Franken situation. He's a senator from Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what he did, but they got him out of there quick. It was something. It was either something that was race related or gender related, and everybody was like, "You got to get out of here," and they got him out of here. But they knew that they could replace his Senate seat with a Democrat.
True.
So then it's easier to get him out of there if it doesn't really in the political game. If I'm not really losing, but see, now that you losing, do you play the political game to say we have to put up with blackface to get into the White House in 2020? Like, are these accusations big enough that it could cost the Democrats the White House in 2020? See, now, what does Corey Michael Key say about that?
Right. So what do you think? What would you do if you were the DNC?
I can't. I have to let things play themselves out. That's the only way I can do it. Because the ideal situation is, the pictures from the third in command never go out. The guy that we really want to be governor is, not found guilty of sexual assault. Mm-hmm. And then we're able to just get Nordstrom out of there and then let Fairfax be the governor. So that's the ideal situation. The ideal situation ends up with Fairfax being governor.
Now, has Fairfax done anything to get out in front of this?
Yeah, he's denied the accusation. Said it was consensual. the classic sexual assault defense.
This is like she was asking for it. course.
Right, like
Okay. Very interesting. Damn, that's a hell of an issue that they got there.
because then I mean on a national level, like it says a lot about the Democratic Party because if your electorate is all minorities and women, and you saying that either we don't care about minorities or we don't really care about women that much.
Right.
That affects a lot of things. And then also, once you start getting into debate and primary season, how do the candidates say? Because if you run out and you say that all of these guys have to go, how in the world are you going to win Virginia?
Right. So now, do you think that the Democrats can win on both fronts somehow?
No.
Okay. Which front do you go to if you're the Democrats?
Well, for right now, you go the Fairfax front, the one that has to actually be proven, because we've seen the blackface pictures in Nordstrom, and we know that they're there for the third one. The only one that we don't know is Fairfax, because it's he say she say.
True. So then, if it comes out
it comes out, like, you're taking a risk, because if it comes out and it's she say, you out of there. Like, that's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. But there's still a chance.
Right.
See,
right. Because they can win both fronts if Fairfax turns out to be not guilty.
Exactly. That's the only way.
But if he does, then what?
Exactly.
Which front do you think they
if he's guilty,
for?
then you have to remove him.
Right.
Because then it's just like you're just
right. So you think if he's guilty, then they have to go the moral ground, and basically they have to lose Virginia if he's guilty, essentially.
Right. Damn. If he's guilty, you're losing Virginia. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Really.
Damn. Damn.
Speaking of moral high ground, let's talk R. Kelly.
Oh my God. And this could be quick. This could be a quick one.
All right, so you're saying that the R. Kelly documentary has been renewed for 8 more seasons.
8 more seasons.
Now,
why in the fuck do we need 8 more seasons of talking about how nasty fucking R. Kelly is? Why? We already know. What the fuck is the point?
Here was my first thing.
Okay.
Is Surviving R. Kelly, is that the title? Because what if it's not just R. Kelly that they're doing for the entirety of the 8 seasons? Because what was it, 3 episodes?
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about 24 episodes. I don't think they have 24 episodes of material on just R. Kelly.
But I think that's what's happening.
That they finna be 24 more episodes of hour-long R. Kelly documentaries?
Yeah, I'm gonna confirm this. Let's see. I'm gonna go confirm that, but I'm pretty sure yes, it has been.
Because if it's other people that are like R. Kelly, and they're just calling it Surviving R. Kelly as in the title because you know what that is.
Lifetime Channel announced yesterday that they will renew the shocking new docuseries Surviving R. Kelly for 8 more seasons.
Right, but is it just about R. Kelly?
Look, here's from Tanya Lopez. Tanya Lopez, Lifetime's director of programming. She says, and I quote, "We saw the shockwaves reverberating throughout the entertainment industry, and with our hours of additional material from dozens of survivors, it should be easy to fill a few more seasons."
Okay,
these
so
claims
it's gonna be all about R. Kelly. Now, can I translate?
These claims have been floating around for more than 2 decades, and fortunately for us, barely anyone seemed to care. Damn, that's a heavy line right there. For some reason, people just don't want to get rid of this guy.
Okay, well, can you go back and say the first sentence that she said?
We saw the shockwaves reverberating throughout the entertainment industry.
Stop right there.
Okay.
Shockwaves reverberating around the entertainment industry means money, because that's what this is about.
Oh, here. Oh, wait.
When the last time you watched Lifetime?
Fair. I don't watch Lifetime. I ain't never watched Lifetime.
I mean, sometimes they have a really good movie on.
Okay, here's another quote from Robert Sherrill, a vice president of A&E Network, Lifetime's parent company.
Okay.
Oh, R. Kelly is without a doubt a depraved sex criminal. That's the kind of guy even your dog hates. But, regardless of how I feel, there's no denying this series is a bona fide hit. Honestly, I haven't been this involved in a storyline since Trapped in the Closet. That one got real juicy in chapter 13, if you recall. This is some nasty shit, dog.
It did, though.
This is terrible.
Chapter 13 was kind of turning point.
I mean, what happened to that one? What was that?
I think that was the Tina and Roxanne one.
Tina and Roxanne.
Yeah, when you found out how Twan went to jail.
How he went to jail?
Yeah, like they talking about he was in Atlanta driving and he tried to run away from the cops and they sold him out. I think it was that one.
Yes. And then
he said, then they tongue kissed.
I'm the one fucking her now.
Exactly.
Now. God damn. I fucking hate how good that is. I do.
Exactly. So
but really, why? I mean, I understand that this is 100% a money grab, but this is some bullshit. Like,
I mean, but that's you're willing to do a lot of stuff for money because people not watching Lifetime like that until R. Kelly come on.
Terrible.
I mean, let's just keep it above. That's what that is. That's what 8 more seasons does.
And the thing is, y'all still gonna go fucking watch it because I don't want to hear any more about fucking R. Kelly. I am good if I don't hear shit else about R. Kelly for the rest of my life. Okay. Especially after this goddamn documentary.
I don't understand. I haven't watched it at all.
Me neither. Also, have you heard R. Kelly has announced a tour? I wonder how many people are finna go on that one.
More than you think. I mean, real talk.
I already think it's a high number.
I mean, real talk. I mean, y'all can take whatever y'all want to take from this because this is not finna sound politically correct at all. But it's unprofessional opinion. If I was R. Kelly, I'd try to get a piece of that documentary. I mean, you using my name. My name is what's bringing people, was getting eyeballs. Mm-hmm. Y'all abandon me from every state in terms of performing. I got to get some money somehow. I mean, let's just be real. I mean, because if they doing it for a money grab, why can't R. Kelly do it for a money grab?
True. I mean, it's just all bad.
It's all bad.
It's all fucked.
And it's about to get even worse because Liam Neeson
is out in the street hunting niggas. So if there was an interview that he did, I forget where, but he did an interview.
National interview. He was on, I think he was on like the Trevor Noah show.
Maybe.
He was on one of them like late night comedy type shows. Mm-hmm. And let's see, where was he? Oh no, that wasn't it. But he was promoting his new film, Cold Pursuit. Yeah,
he got a new movie coming out. It seems like Cold Pursuit, aka Taken 6. Like,
and people just keep taking stuff from Liam Neeson, and he just got tired of it.
Stop taking his shit.
And basically, one of his friends was raped.
Yes. By
a black man, I'm assuming.
I mean, he did because he asked what was going, like, who was it, and he asked he asked, you know, who did it, and she said she didn't know. He knows he was black, I think is what happened. And then he just said he went out and just walked around for a week wielding a knife or something or whatever.
He said just hoping a black bastard would come out of a pub.
I mean, he was walking around wishing a nigga would.
Now,
and I mean, like Liam, he asked for no other details. Like, well, okay, cool. He was black. Was he tall? Was he muscular build?
Look, man,
give me a weight estimation.
I don't need to know anymore.
Was he bald? Did he have hair? Did he have a beard? Did he wear glasses? Did he dress well?
Well, here's the thing.
There are lots of questions that could go.
How many rape cases do you know that you got all that detail. One, because I mean we're assuming that it's like some of the rape case where there's alcohol involved and you're inebriated. Now she may not have all of those details.
I understand, but why didn't Liam ask for any of those details?
Man, because when you got anger problems, sometimes you don't need details.
He was just out in the streets wishing a nigga would. Boy.
Now, first of all, there's two polar opposite emotions that come from me.
Okay.
One, that's some of the realest gangster talk I've ever heard in my life.
I mean, that's real. I mean, wishing a nigga would is crazy.
But like you just actively walking around the streets and like
this is some and then people have the nerve to sit here and try to say this ain't racist. How in the fuck is this not racist? How? He's literally in the street hunting niggas for a week. How is that not racist?
I mean, I hear you.
He didn't ask for any other details.
Face value, that's about as racist as you can get.
How you to take a nigga and don't ask for no other details? You went to the other end of the planet and found somebody from their voice on a phone call.
Well, I mean, in his defense, he didn't ask a whole lot of details in taking one. Now he went on a mystery. Somehow he managed to find that guy based off of his voice. I mean, he recorded his voice and he went and did his research.
But you mean to tell me he didn't do no fucking research? He just said, "I need me a nigga."
Right.
He was trying to go on a picnic.
I can understand.
The original definition of a picnic.
I hear you. You pee in. You pick a nigga. I got you.
Picnic.
I got you. But
no, fuck that. Ain't no but.
But
no, no, nigga.
I hear you. I hear you. It's a little racist.
A little?
It's a little racist.
How? How is this not all the way racist? Going in the street hunting niggas.
Yes, I understand when you turn a man into Catcher Freeman, it becomes a bad...
I mean, that's what it was, though.
I don't... Because, like I say, it's two competing emotions. Because the gangster talk and it's a little racist.
I was just waiting for some black bastard to come out of an Irish pub.
I hear you.
Are you fucking serious?
I hear you. But, I mean, isn't that how you would want a man to react when their friend has been raped? Not to that extent where you're just looking for somebody that fits the only description that you have. But there are a lot of people who come in there and they talk the talk and they not willing to walk the walk. Now, I'm not saying you got to walk to the edge of the plank like Liam Neeson did. But there's a lot of people that fake the funk like they care about sexual assault and they don't.
No, and that's real.
It seems that Liam Neeson cares a little too much about sexual assault because he don't need no other thing. He just needs skin color. That's not okay.
That's not okay at all. Because, I mean, cause I am someone who will talk that talk and walk that walk. So I've been in that situation where I've heard about this and I was asking, but I didn't just ask, I mean, was it a nigga? Or, I did ask, because, in those situations, luckily, the women knew who they was, and I'm just like, all right, who was it? Let's go get him.
Right,
the specific person who did the crime, let's go get him.
Yes.
I respect Liam Neeson in the sense of we need to go right this wrong. But you can't just be out here trying to lynch niggas. Come on, dog.
Nah, you wasn't gonna lynch him. That takes too. That takes. Nah.
You can't just be out here trying to stab niggas.
No, I hear you.
Come on, dog.
Yes, he should have asked more questions.
Come on.
Concerning this black bastard.
Come on. And don't get me wrong, the dude is a black bastard for raping this woman.
Right.
But nigga.
Come on now.
Come on.
I hear you.
What the fuck?
I hear you. I mean, it just didn't add up. I mean, there's no way you get that from just that information. It just did not add up. And there's something else that didn't add up. And that's Jamal lying.
Mr. Smollett. Okay. So some of this story ain't really making sense now, dog.
Talk to me.
So, as we discussed last week, we sent out our thoughts and prayers with Mr. Jussie Smollett. I don't know. Jamal Lyon. He was allegedly involved.
So you saying Jamal Lyon?
No, I'm not good at that. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh shit. Yeah, he was allegedly the victim of a hate crime last week due to racism and homophobia from two unknown assailants in Chicago. But some of these details is coming out is a little bit weird. So apparently he got attacked and they put a noose on him. He didn't take the noose off after the attack. He left it on because he said he wanted to preserve the crime details or something like that, the evidence. Yeah, he said he wanted to preserve the evidence. So he didn't take it off at all. No, makes no sense, right? Cool. Now, he was on his way to Subway, apparently, at 2 a.m. One, where the hell is Subway open at 2 a.m.? But the Subway is open at 2 a.m., I guess. Apparently, after the attack, when he got, beat and poured bleach on him, he went home, still with the noose on, with the sandwich, ate the sandwich.
Wait, he still got the sandwich?
He brought the sandwich. How did this sandwich manage to make it home unscathed from this attack? And he ate the sandwich. Because he said when the police arrived, or whatever, the wrapper was laid out somewhere. Okay, that doesn't really...
I mean, just because you got a hate crime don't mean you ain't hungry.
Now, first person he calls, not the police for a hate crime, he calls his manager. Why would you do that?
Okay.
If you want justice, why wouldn't you call them? Like, I understand, look, I'm not by no means am I saying that the Chicago PD was going to go about this in the correct way and not do some bullshit, but why not call them for a hate crime? Okay. Then the police asked for his phone. He did not give up his phone. Why are you not giving up your phone? What's the point of that? I mean, I understand if it's a part of their investigation. I understand you may have things to do, like if you got performances and appearances that you got to do. But I mean, if you're part of a crime scene investigation now, what are you? Why are you not?
So we sure it was a sandwich, though, right?
Yes, it was a Subway sandwich.
Okay, I'm over here. I'm looking at the menu, trying to figure out which one of these sandwiches was the 2 a.m.
Would make you want to pick it up after a hate crime and go home and eat it. Apparently,
I mean, no, but like he had his mind set on Subway before the hate crime.
And then
I'm trying to figure out, is it a classic tuna?
You're terrible. And apparently he had some ribs cracked, right? We remember that detail.
Mm-hmm.
But then days/a week later, he goes and he performs, and he jump around dancing like ain't no ribs cracked.
No, I can go ahead and interject right there because I've had ribs cracked.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is do anything that involves breathing.
Right. Like,
breathing,
you don't want to move.
Becomes one of the hardest things to do.
And then this is just unrelated, but at that performance, he called himself the gay Tupac. I don't really know what possessed him to say that, but that's what he said.
So are you gonna be real? Or you gonna dance around it?
What?
You don't think this happened?
I mean, I'm surely skeptical right now. It's
it's
not really adding up right now, Jussie. Yeah. It's looking a little funny in that light. Is all I'm saying.
I mean, if you gonna say it ain't happened, just say it ain't happened.
And then we got Taraji over here.
So you gonna say it's staged?
That's what it's appearing to be. Because then we got Taraji P. Henson over here.
Mm-hmm.
She speaks out on it. And she's talking about go stream all his music. Huh? We need to go stream all his music for justice and all this other. Wait. Hold on. We need to go do what?
I mean, I'm
That
saying
we need to go stream his music for this hate crime rather than demanding justice. We need to go stream his music to not let them win. Huh. All I'm saying is, if this turns out to be a bunch of bullshit, y'all are mad disrespectful. Because there's people who are out here actually suffering from attacks like this that we've seen plenty of times throughout the week, throughout the day. I mean, we see it all the time on the news. Like, some shit is always going down. For y'all to sit here and try to fake the funk to get some streams up, y'all are fucking disgusting. That is some disgusting shit. That's all I got to say on that. That's really it.
I'm trying to see if he has any music coming out.
If he got an album coming out pretty soon. Because if this is literally like a grab to try to get people to stream your project, that is fucking terrible. That is really fucking terrible.
I don't see any music out. Yeah, that's not good at all.
If this is some bullshit, I mean, I already just stopped watching Empire, but like, I'm looking at everybody.
Oh, soon as the music started becoming not that great.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, let's go. January.
That's
29.
all I got to say on that matter.
Oh, we about to.
What you?
Oh, I'm checking the weather report. In Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like I keep saying, my uncle used to own a couple Subways.
Mm-hmm.
If it was as cold as people said it was,
mm-hmm.
Let's see, January 29th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, that's not adding up at all.
How cold was it?
It said the low was -9 degrees. I'm not going nowhere below 0 to get a Subway sandwich. That got me spooked out more than anything else you said was he was going to Subway.
Mm-hmm.
Dog, Subway ain't all that, bro. It ain't all that at all. That ain't it. Last time for my soliloquy, let's talk about the Green New Deal. So, what is her name? AOC. Something Cortez.
Let me look that up real quick. Hold on. Her name officially is Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez.
Right. She is becoming a hot name in the world of politics. She's a representative from New York. Actually, no. I'm lying. I don't even want to talk about that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Why are young people cool with socialism? You said that last week, and I'm thinking about it all week.
Did I say that young people were cool with socialism?
Well, you said you were cool with socialism, so I generalized you. But no, I've actually heard that say somewhere else that millennials, people our age, are less
opposed to socialism.
Yes.
Well, I think it's mainly because when we're talking about some of the things that we think everyone needs, like universal healthcare, like I feel like that is a benefit that literally everyone would be able to benefit from. Like that, I don't really see why that is such a bad thing, because everyone would benefit from it. Like, okay, if we want to call it socialist, great. But I feel like people are just trying to blow it up and say, okay, we're turning into a socialist country because of universal health care, which is going to make us close to communists, which is going to make us Marxists, which is going to make us fascists, which is going to make us all this other bad shit. But we just want health care.
So you don't believe in a socialism style of economy?
I mean, so
because you already know my view on it. That's all one thing.
What? Socialism and communism, or
no?
Oh,
healthcare, economy, politics.
Oh,
all that's one thing. So, to me, you can't ask for universal healthcare without structuring the economic system so that everyone has universal access to healthcare.
True.
So if the healthcare system becomes more socialist, the economy will, by proxy,
virtue,
become more socialist. And, we're also talking about taxing the rich at 70% marginal tax rate. And I know you're a fan of the rich paying more taxes.
I am.
And all of that. So I mean,
Y'all niggas
that's
gonna be
more of a socialism-esque view of economy as well.
Right.
So, I mean, is socialism a better solution than capitalism? Or, I mean, not really just all the way socialism, but like, should the way that we operate be more of a socialistic way than a capitalistic way?
So that's a question one more time.
So the way that we operate in the United States of America,
Mm-hmm.
should that lean more towards a socialistic way, or should it lean more capitalistic?
You in general, like the economy?
In general.
Okay.
So economy, healthcare. I mean, all, because like I said, I think all of that is one thing.
Yeah, I feel
education,
like education.
all of that
I
stuff.
feel like it should be a mix of both. I think it should be like a perfect mix of both, like 50-50. Because it's just like, yeah, like we can give people access to universal health care, like, yeah, like we can do that with the taxes, but that's not necessarily to say that, people can't go out and make their own money or whatever. Like, and I'm not even with the fact that, everyone has to be forced to have their own health care. I just want people to be able to have access to it without fear of going broke because I went to the doctor and I have to pay $25,000 for an x-ray or something like that. Like, that's where my main concern is. It's like people actually just being able to have access to it. Not necessarily saying you can't go and have your own private, provider. Cool, have a private provider, but I think we should also have public provider for the people who can't necessarily afford a private provider.
Oh, is that it?
Yes.
Okay, but then let's break that down. Mm-hmm. You said a lot, and you're a smart guy.
Thank you.
I never want to diss anybody's intelligence.
Okay.
Unless we're talking about white women without a college degree.
The dumb white women.
That's what I mean when I say dumb white women, because I already know if this thing blows up, unprofessional opinion, somebody's going to find that and they're going to say,
mm-hmm.
I hate dumb white women. I don't. But anyway. Now, you don't like when the government lies to you, right?
I do not.
I mean, you don't like when anyone lies to you. Let's not single out the government.
Right.
But let's say that they adopt a Medicare for all universal health care thing.
Mm-hmm.
That means they have to be able to afford it, just in case everyone wants health care to be publicly provided.
Mm-hmm.
They have to have the reserves intact.
True.
To have that.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they get the money from?
And I would say taxes.
Right. I mean, that's the only way that the government can make money.
Right. And which is why I'm a fan of taxing the richer.
You want to tax the rich people, which
mm-hmm.
brings their income down to then when they're not rich, they don't get taxed more. So then the income levels are going down, which you take home after because that's where you're getting the excess money to provide that from.
Mm-hmm.
So then it would bring the economy to more level. Not saying that there wouldn't still be upper class,
mm-hmm.
middle, lower.
Right, but it would help to even it out.
It would smooth out the thing.
Right. It wouldn't be as big of a spike as it is right now. It's a big ass spike right now.
Now that's leaning more socialism than capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm against, and that's why I'm against universal health care.
Okay.
Because what I think people don't understand about capitalism is what we've talked about pretty much throughout this whole entire, well, not really the whole entire, but we started off the show actually talking about this topic.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady's just won his 6th Super Bowl,
mm-hmm.
right? And everybody's clamoring for Tom Brady to retire.
Because he's terrible right now.
I mean, right, but look at his division.
True.
The Jets, the Dolphins, and the Bills. That's at least 5 wins a year, if not 6. You go 500 the rest of the way, you're 11-5. You get a bye, you play one game, and you're back in the AFC Championship game with one game to go to the Super Bowl. Why would you give that up? Like, Tom Brady is good at being situationally great. That is a skill. Peyton Manning didn't have it. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have it all the time. We said it last week. When it got bad for Peyton Manning, it got all bad.
True.
You know, we don't, as a society, we don't tell people to stop being good at what they do because we don't like it.
Right.
Well, making money is a skill.
Okay.
I don't think people understand that. Right?
Okay.
8 out of 10 millionaires that exist today were bankrupt. Now, you know somebody that's broke? Like, just broke?
Yeah.
I do too.
Okay.
I mean, just broke. Like,
yeah.
like, dog, if I need $3, I know not to come to you. I'm broke. Like,
okay, yeah.
You ever tell them to file for bankruptcy?
No, I've never told that.
Why not?
I've never told anyone to file for bankruptcy.
Right, because
well, one, I don't really understand that whole process.
Right,
but
even bankruptcy costs money. So I say that to say that the 80% of millionaires that were bankrupt, that means they had money, then they lost it, and then they got it back. Because when you make money, you don't just acquire more paper, so to speak. Like rappers, they just acquire more paper.
You acquire assets.
Not even that. You acquire a skill of how to make money. Every time you make money, you're tweaking the skill set of how to make money, right? So every time Steph Curry hits a shot, he's reinforcing this is how you make a shot. So why are we telling the rich people to stop being good at what they do because we don't like it?
Well, why are we telling them to not make more money?
Because you're taxing them more. So you're making it bad for them to make more money.
I don't think that's the case because they're still going to make the money. And that's a lot more than a lot of people who can't afford healthcare can say because they aren't making at least the money that is required to have healthcare.
But your public healthcare is coming at my expense. Now, we talked about this last week too. A lot of the healthcare problems I think are preventable. So because you won't prevent your own healthcare, the rich person, has to pay for it. Right? I'm paying so that you can have healthcare.
Okay.
So what you're doing is you're punishing, because whatever her name is, Cortez.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Right. So Representative Cortez has also been on record saying it's immoral to be a billionaire.
Okay.
That's where the Medicare for All stuff is kind of happening. They've now put a morality clause because they're good at making money. See, the issue isn't that they make money. The issue is they don't pay their fair share in taxes because they know how to get around taxes.
Right.
If you got the 40% tax rate that you're supposed to get from all the people who are making $10 million or more, I don't think that you would be in that big of a hole in terms of providing healthcare for all.
True. Okay.
But the people who should be paying 40-50% taxes are paying 5 to 10%.
True.
So why don't we fix the tax code first? To make sure that that's what the problem is.
Okay. I see what you're saying. So are you saying that indeed the tax code does need to be fixed because of being able to get around paying taxes somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I mean, even then,
because I can't agree that probably most of the money that we would need for that could probably come from the taxes
that they should be paying,
that are supposed to be being paid right now. Maybe.
Right.
Okay, that's fair.
So
you're not against increasing the taxes per se, You're just saying
I am against increasing the taxes, but I'm less against increasing taxes than I am for making sure that if you're supposed to pay 40% of your taxes,
that you pay 40% of your tax.
that you can't weasel it where you're paying no taxes at all.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, I can get with that.
Good discussion right there.
But and then also, I don't know if you saw her discussion with the campaign finance law discussion. Boy, that was a whole nother behemoth because it's basically legal for you to just have all types of conflicts of interest in your campaign. It don't matter what the hell going on.
Yeah.
Like why is that legal? That definitely needs to be fixed. 100%.
Well, I mean, what do you think Michael Keegan Key Booker is going to do?
No, that's one of his things that
most of his money is going to come from Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
Jill Brand, most of her money is going to come from Wall Street, and these are Democrats.
Right.
That are supposed to fight against special interests.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not necessarily against getting your money from where it should come from. You know, Wall Street or whoever else wants to donate, cool. Mm-hmm. But I don't think if you were to get elected, I don't think all of your policy should then be going to affect everything that they're trying to do. I do feel like there needs to be a limit on that. To say, okay, you getting all of this money from Wall Street, all of your laws can't be trying to benefit Wall Street though.
Well, see, I just finished reading, and I'm in the process of mind mapping 48 Laws of Power.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's law number 40.
Mm-hmm.
Says, despise the free lunch. It is the law. Despise
the free lunch.
Is when somebody gives you something, it's never really for free.
True.
So
why do you have to despise it?
You can't. Like it's easy to say. You can't, but that's what comes with it. Right. I'm paying you this money because I'm going to need something later on.
Right, which is why
you have to provide that because it's the unwritten contract of me giving you this money.
Exactly, which is why that part needs to be a part of campaign finance law to be able to say, yeah, like it's okay for you to be able to look out for that because they gave you this money, but you can't just be putting all of your willpower into trying to essentially bring whatever laws they want to move forward to, the Oval Office. Like, that in and of itself, I mean, if that ain't an extreme conflict of interest, I don't know what is. So,
well, I mean,
like, it has to be balanced, is all I'm saying.
I mean, are you going to donate the money that these people need to run for president?
Me personally? Yeah. I ain't got it.
Right, but are you going to donate at all?
I've never actually done that before. I never really thought about doing that. It's a great question. I have no answer right now.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people who are in your position ain't giving the government a dime. They don't want to give them a dime.
The government? Well, we are, because we get taxed like a mug. It's tax season right now, by the way. Hey, everyone, make sure you get your W-2s. Get those filed soon.
Oh, I got to get 2 W-2s. Dang it. That's all right.
Oh, for your last company and this company?
Yeah.
True.
What else can I say? But you have a lot of people who won't donate to a candidate that they believe in, but then they want to give them the entire economy. You want to give? I don't want to give anybody access to a healthcare system that's going to be made from $1 trillion economy if I can't give them $2 for their campaign. So they got to go get it from somewhere else, and then somewhere else that comes with. You know what? When it's time to regulate, I need you to be a little lax on the regulations because it's my money that's giving you the access to go on those private planes and to hit all of those speaking engagements. That ain't free.
True.
So I mean, it's I don't know, man. I don't want capitalism to die here. Because capitalism is what gives you all of the innovation. You don't have this new technology stuff. Everybody wants to have the life that the billionaires have.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is the big, humongous pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
You take away the gold, a rainbow ain't nothing but just a bunch of colors.
Okay. Fair.
Which leads me to my soliloquy.
What's your soliloquy?
I'm going to talk about the Virginia governor.
Again.
I mean, that was just a great. I mean, just the big three of just the big three of scandal. There is just.
I mean, that's crazy.
No, but it's bigger than the Virginia governor.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't throw, but I went to a surprise birthday party for my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why we're throwing a 77-year-old woman a surprise birthday party is beyond me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything that she should be surprised about at that age. But I was talking to my uncle, my dad. We was all talking. We was arguing about Matt Ryan, and I was dominating them because they don't know how to argue.
Getting him out of there.
And the topic shifted to Kavanaugh and to the Virginia governor.
Mm-hmm.
And all the blackface stuff. And my uncle said something. And I was like, well, this is going to be a soliloquy. He was like, man, do you know how many things I did when I was young that I wish I didn't do? Like when they talk about, sexual stuff, like, do you know how many parties I went to where that was going on? Like, do you know how many times I've gotten myself into a situation that I would never want to be publicly ousted for?
Mm-hmm.
40 years ago, 30 years ago. And then my dad said, like, you're right. I wouldn't even run. I wouldn't even do politics.
I mean, you see me. I ain't thinking about doing no goddamn politics. So.
And that right there that's the crime. More than the blackface.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite as big as a sexual assault. But for some reason, we expect these figures to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm real big on standards, and I like to talk about having a code of conduct.
Mm-hmm.
Right? One of the things in my code is I do not judge, because by that same token, I will be judged. If I want somebody to be perfect and without flaws, then I'm going to be judged that way.
Mm-hmm.
So then I don't judge, and then you can't judge me.
True.
Now, what I fear is that something like the Virginia governor situation,
mm-hmm.
where it's something that happened in a completely different culture almost 40 years ago, is going to deter people who really care about politics, that really want to be public servants, but they can't because of the one discretion that if it gets out, it ruins their career. Right? So we talk about Representative Cortez,
mm-hmm.
and she's a star and she has all this stuff and, the campaign finance stuff. But what's going to happen when something in her closet comes out? Because we all got it.
Right.
We all got closets. And it's all stuff in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in those closets at all times.
So what happens when her closet is open and
mm-hmm.
something comes out? And she is, obviously very passionate about getting campaign, getting the finance, getting the special interest out of politics.
Mm-hmm.
She's really into Medicare for all and all that stuff. That's good stuff. But if she makes one mistake way back in the past, she can't now do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because public opinion will hang her. So I want everybody to just be a little careful before you jump down the throats of people who are in these high positions, because it's discouraging
mm-hmm.
for people, who have a hiccup in their past.
Mm-hmm.
that you're eliminating options for them. And normally the people who have the hiccups are the people who are most passionate about getting stuff done.
True.
So then you have the image of the politician that we all hate, but they have to be that image because if they're allowed to be genuine, then their flaws comes out. Their closet is open.
Right.
And then you get them out of there for somebody who seems perfect, and then you build them up, and then their closet is open.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we just keep the closets closed? Now, obviously, that doesn't mean that all the closets have to be closed.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, if the closet is overflowing and you see something creeping out the back, you can see what it is.
Right. I mean, me personally, I would love for us to be able to have genuine politicians.
It's
to
impossible.
be able to actually get out there and say what needs to be said instead of, trying to fake the funk all the time.
But then that means that if you want that, and I want that too.
Mm-hmm.
If something comes out that's not savory, that means you gotta be willing to look past some stuff.
True.
So I mean, are we willing to look past the stuff to get the right people in there? Because I believe the right politicians are out there, but they can't run.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I say it all the time. What was his name? I think it was John Edwards. He was a senator from North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And he was gonna run. He was gonna run in 2008. Yep. He's a senator from South Carolina. And I would have voted for him over Obama.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Not even
a question.
Okay, now he was a U.S. senator from North Carolina, but he was born in South Carolina. That's
okay.
weird. But anyway, because I mean, I just thought that he was going to be the best guy for the job.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Obama didn't have quite enough experience.
Mm-hmm.
But he had an affair.
Okay.
And his political career is now over. Because there ain't no coming back from an affair. Unless you Bill Clinton. You ain't coming back from no affair.
True.
I'm talking about he had it in the jets and all in Venezuela and all types of stuff. But
he was out there wild.
But I'm saying it's like, but I feel like that aside, he was a guy that was going to lead our country, whether it be as the president, as the vice president,
mm-hmm.
as somebody in the cabinet. But he can't do what he loves anymore because of a mistake. One. So I just want people to, if you gonna look at somebody else's closet, you better be spring cleaning. And that's all I got to say, man.
I mean, yeah, that's fair, but I definitely do think that there are definitely some mistakes that can't be forgiven, like to me, racism and sexual assault. Like, if those are things that you out here doing and condoning, I don't think those belong in the political sphere.
I mean, now. I mean, you're saying, like, now.
I've always felt that way.
No, I'm saying, like, if you're doing it now. Like, if you're in a political office and you're actively saying what's wrong with racism, then bye.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you did it back in the day and now you don't say that.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Okay, I see what you're saying. Man, that's real. I can agree with that. I can indeed agree with that. I mean, I would love for us to eventually get to a day when we can, like I said, have genuine people, like politicians being genuine about
just
everything. Yeah,
everybody. Let's just be more genuine.
Right. Instead of trying to fake the funk and be perfect.
We're flawed.
Perfect. So
who cares?
The media and the voters specifically.
No, I mean I'm not talking just in politics. I'm talking about just in general.
Oh, I was
we're all flawed.
I was about to go into the dumb white whip. Alright.
But that's it, man.
On that note,
that's it.
that's a pretty solid show right there. Alright. I am AJ. That's JC's J over there. This is the Professional Opinion Podcast. Hey, yeah, man. We'll catch you on the block sometime, dog.